All right, welcome to today's video. I'm changing up the angle. I finally realized that I was sitting in the same chair in the same way on every video, so I should make a little bit of a change at least. So today is January 16th. It's a holiday. We've got the day off of work and kind of had a slower day. I did go get some blood work done. Every 3 months I have to get blood work done for a health condition I have. I was seeing a doctor every 3 months in Omaha, but we've agreed to every 6 months, and then we'll do blood work on the road basically. LabCorp is covered by our insurance, and the doctor just sends the orders, and I just show up and or make an appointment and get the work done. So did that today, and I'm waiting for those results to come in, but it did work out. That was one of the new things about doing this that we had to face, was figuring out some of the healthcare stuff like that. And another one is today's whole topic. The main topic for the day is how does mail service work when you're traveling all the time. We don't own a home, so we don't have a home address, but you need a physical residence address. So I may have mentioned in the past, I don't remember, we did select South Dakota as our state of domicile, our state of residence. So that's been established for a while. We've got driver's licenses from there. Our car tags for the car trailer, and the motorhome are all South Dakota plates. And now we have no state income tax, which is kind of nice. We have lowest registration. We picked the county that has the lowest registration in all of South Dakota for our residence county, and we use a mailbox service. So what's kind of unknown to people not doing this is, how do you get your mail? And honestly, a lot of people will just use the mailing address of a family member somewhere. But I mean, and whatever works out for them, that's fine. I'm not judging. But for us, we decided to use a mailbox service, and there's a bunch of them, and different states have them. The if I haven't mentioned it before, the three top states that come to mind for people when they're thinking about, we can choose what state we're members of now. Florida, Texas, and South Dakota are super common. They come up on the short list frequently. So we picked South Dakota. It's easy there. You have to stay one night every 5 years, and that maintains your status with them. A hotel receipt or a campground receipt is all that would be required in an audit to show that you were laying your head down there for a night every 5 years. They make it simple. They're used to full-time travelers using their state as an address, and they're friendly to that. So there are services set up in all the states, or in many of the states. We use one called America's Mailbox, and so basically all these services are pretty similar. I researched several. I wouldn't say this is the best for everyone, but for us, I just liked them for some reason. But for 10 or 15 bucks a month, they give you an address. So our address looks like this: 514 America's Way. And then it's a PMB number, 19711. PMB either stands for personal mailbox or private mailbox. I don't remember, but PMB. And you don't have to put the PMB letters on there if you don't want to. That might confuse some people or some businesses. So we just put number 19711. Box Elder is the name of the town, South Dakota 57719. So that is a physical address. It's not a P.O. box. It works legally as our address, and we point all of our mail to that. So our mail forwarding is going to there, and we've updated addresses everywhere we can think of to just mail things directly to that address. And the way that works is it's a paid service, so they provide you that mailing address. There's over 20,000 customers using the place that we use. It's a pretty big operation. In the main office there, you see at least 4 or 5 employees when you stop by. And then there's a lot of back end workers, right? Receiving mail, scanning mail, stuff like that, packaging the mail to ship and stuff. So the one of the primary purposes is your mailbox. So they receive your mail. When they get a piece of mail in for you, they scan the front of it, whether it's a package or a letter. They scan it and they email you that you've got mail, and they send you well, they don't send it, but in the portal, then they give you a link in the email to a portal. You can log in, and for no extra cost, you can see the front page, the front of each envelope or the outside of each box that shows up for you. So you can see in a glance where all your mail has come in from. If you need to see something immediately for a small fee, a couple bucks or so, you can click on the box, select that piece, and say scan it, and they will open it, scan it, and make it available through that portal again so you can see it immediately. We've only done that scan once. We got a medical bill. I was afraid it was a little overdue. It was something that got stuck, I guess, in the gap while we were in the process of closing on the house and moving. And I didn't want it to go to collections or anything, so I had it scanned so I could immediately pay that. I wasn't sure exactly the balance or who it was for, so once they scanned it, I just was able to see quickly and get that paid for. But most of the time, we don't scan them because it's an extra fee. Most mail can wait. They do filter out junk mail, so that may be worth the price of admission right there. But the mail that ends up not being junk mail gets stored until you ask to have it shipped. And then when you're ready to have it shipped, you just go in and say, ship me everything. And you can set up a regular recurring at any frequency that you want. I try to spread it out to, I do it manually so far because I don't want to pay to ship stuff very often, right? I'm waiting to be a little more strategic with it. I will wait until I know there's something in there that we need or that it's been quite a while and maybe I need to go through the mail. We've gotten some refund checks from insurance and different things like that. So we needed some of that mail to come to us, but it wasn't urgent again. So, and then you have the option to select U.S. Postal Service, UPS, FedEx. You could do next day, 2-day, 3-day, best ground, whatever. They give you all the options. So you do pay for the shipping cost, that $15. It is a for-profit company, so the $15 doesn't cover that second half of the formula, so to speak. So I usually do something that's less expensive unless it's something we need more urgently. So then you just tell it where you want to have it shipped. And so the campground we've been in Arizona at for a while, we've had a lot of Amazon packages delivered here. And we've had 2 or 3 shipments from the mail service sent here as well. So we just put their address in, and if it comes USPS, we go pick it up in the office here at the campground. If it goes FedEx or UPS, we just put our site number in the address, and they bring it right to the door of our motorhome. So that mail service has been pretty convenient, really. Let's see, what else do they provide? They do have a car registration service, for example. It takes a little bit to get car registrations done, as everybody knows. You have to stand in a line and things. We were in a pretty big rush to get through there. So we got our driver's licenses on the way back through with the motorhome to Omaha. And it was going to take a bit of time for the car and the trailer. And then the motorhome stuff was delayed because we just picked it up and the title had to go through a process and yada, yada. I don't know. It was a mess. So I was very happy that the mailboxes service actually provides. We filled out some paperwork while we were there. They get a limited power of attorney. We signed some other documents, provide some other documentation, and they do all the legwork for not a lot of money. And then they just put our license plate into our mailbox and notify us that it's ready. So the next time we ship our mail, the license plates come. So we've got all of our license plates have shown up through the mailbox service. So that's been very handy for us as well. People ship medicine this way. If you don't want to risk it somehow being too slow to show up at your campground site before you leave, ship it to your mailbox service, and when it's time to ship, when you're settled down and it's time to ship it, and you know you're going to be there long enough, then you have it shipped to the location you're at. They also provide a hotel and a campground service there. I mean, they have some cabins and stuff. It's half the cost. We were looking at being in the area this summer, and it is half the price of the touristy places. It's not pretty like the touristy places. It's pretty plain. We just need to spend 30 consecutive days in the county that we're residents in. It's the state's requirement for a concealed carry permit there. So we picked up the Arizona permit. They're very flexible with their laws. for residents and non-residents. Their permit actually can be picked up by rule number one is Arizona resident or a citizen of the United States. So they have great flexibility in their permit. So we did that over this past weekend, and then soon we'll go spend 30 days in South Dakota. And as I was shopping for campgrounds, it turns out America's Mailboxes campground is literally half the price of the more touristy places, and it's still an easy drive. In that time that we're there, of course, we'll go around and see Mount Rushmore and all the great cool stuff that area around Rapid City and that national park have to offer. So that's what I wanted to share today, is just basically how mail service works for RV people. Like I said, there are a lot of services to choose from. So I did read through the websites of a bunch of services to choose this one. And again, I'm not saying it's the best. They have 5 or 6 or 7 options for which one you want to pick. I picked one that did include the free scans of the outside of the package. It was barely $1 or $2 a month more to do that, and it just felt really convenient to be able to see the packages like that. So again, thanks for watching, and ask any questions, and see you next time.